Welcome to Manson's World Podcast, episode 3. We're back again. Same day. We're filming 2 today.
Yes, sir.
Dan right here with me. And then we got a special guest. We got Mina in the house today.
What's up, guys?
Say what's up.
What's up?
How you doing?
Chilling.
Big
chilling.
It's good to see
I'm like
you.
a little bit freaking nervous.
It's okay.
Like I'm like up here and I don't know why, because this is so normal to do.
That's
like
cool.
sit and talk.
Yeah,
See,
it's just a convo.
It's just a
You
combo.
came through clutch with the ring light, got us looking all.
Listen, guys,
Gravy,
I'm
baby.
always well prepared.
I look
Always.
fucking light skin. I look
get
good.
it.
I
Yeah,
look
that shit's so bright, I gotta throw my shades on. Goddamn.
because he's hiding his eyes because his eyes are red as fuck right now. Let me see. Nah, they're not. Mine are fuck. So what's up? What's new? What's going on?
Chilling, working, staying out of the way.
I haven't seen you in a while. It's been
I
a while.
know.
You
I
haven't
don't
been
even,
inside.
like-
You haven't been outside in a minute.
I think the last time I was at Palace was Justice's birthday, and that was December, like early December.
So what's up? What's up with the switch up on us all of a sudden?
I think because I'm always in the club every weekend, inevitably, I think it just like hollows out for me. Like I find no satisfaction in it anymore because I'm immersed in it regularly. It's like my routine.
Yeah.
That I'm there, and I'm there for such long hours that it's like if I don't have to be there, I will not. I think I'm just so like shot.
How do you
It's
think
like
I
burnt
feel?
out type
Yeah,
shit.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
Trying to retire already from that shit, but
Shut up.
bro, my liver's about to fail pretty soon. I already know that. So I don't know. I gotta stop doing something. But like, do you feel like? Cause yeah, obviously I'm in that same boat where it's like we're in the nightlife every day, damn near.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, where do you go after? Like, if it's not your job, what's your favorite places in Salt Lake?
Honestly, I don't even really go out.
But-
If I do go out, obviously we have to hit Palace because why would you not?
Don't worry, I got my security ready to beat her up if she says anything
No,
else.
because no, not even. Whatever. I'm so good with all the security. Honestly, I won't go anywhere otherwise.
Yeah.
It's just like your place is the place to go because I know all the homies are gonna be there. So it's like even if I go by myself for an hour or two, I'm gonna still pop out and see all the people that I wanted to see and at least touch base with for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then I'm good, you know, and then I just dip.
But you love going on trips. You go on a lot of trips. That's when you
have
really.
to.
That's where you really go out, huh?
That's when I go out. I don't go out in Salt Lake, but I will, without a doubt, go out
What's your
in
favorite
another
place?
state. And that's like when I will drink. Because like drinking just like fell off for me. So it's like when I do go out of town, that's when I will drink. And it's like hits me like a train. I'm like a 21-year-old fresh off the train, like ready to get fucked up. And it's game over.
God, that shit,
Hell yeah.
I love that. Hey,
It's game over.
Hell yeah.
what's your favorite trip?
Probably Atlanta for my 24th birthday because that was my first time going out to Atlanta.
It's a lot of niggas everywhere.
It was so great. It was so good.
She went
But
to
no, like
Africa.
the people are so nice, and I wasn't expecting them to be as friendly as they were.
Yeah.
And the
Southern
area
hospitality.
the area we stayed in was
And you're
predominantly.
also a girl and you look good. I mean,
Well, it was like the area we stayed in was predominantly like people of color, and so like we stuck out like a sore thumb. Like 3 white girls just chilling outside the fucking, waiting for something to happen, and so. Like, everybody that passed by, they were just like, hi, honey, how are you? Like, have a good day. Stay blessed. Like, the nicest thing. And I think I was just so caught off shock because that would never happen here.
would you say
Yeah,
the
never.
girls were like that, though?
No.
The girls fucking
No.
hate y'all.
No, it was like you would look someone's way and immediately it was like they knew you and they had a problem with you, but
Yeah,
you've had
'cause
no
you're white.
interaction whatsoever. Yeah.
That shit's real out there.
Yeah.
Like, all those other cities where it's all black, like, they do not fuck with white girls.
No.
'Cause y'all be taking all they men. That's why.
No.
Y'all took me.
Oh, my God.
No, that's what's one of your craziest stories, like experiences? Because we have
On
some
a trip?
crazy- yes. You ever been arrested?
Have I gotten arrested?
No.
No.
Not yet.
No, I don't.
It's coming soon.
I think one of the craziest things is when I went out there to Atlanta for my 24th birthday, I came across this man. I remember I was on Tinder. I only get on dating sites when I go out of state because duh. Like,
That's how
who
you
doesn't?
die. That's how you go missing.
Well, that's how I have a great time too, so it's fine. Living life on the edge. Anyway, matched with this guy. Didn't have any idea who he was, but apparently he was like a big deal. Anyway, he took us out and we went to the strip club. And this was my first time ever being in a strip club. So I didn't know what I was supposed to expect. I didn't know. And so we walked in there and there's just tits and pussy out everywhere. And I thought
Butt
they'd
plugs?
at least have like some clothing on, just like a little bit. And it was just like, no, you went straight from the street to pussy. Like it was in there. And so I was kind of like taken back, but I was like, I can't show it. Like, I look like a punk bitch. Like, get it together.
See, I knew you was from Utah.
And so we go to like the section, and he changes in his hundreds and whatever, and he looks down at me, and he threw money at me, and he was like, pick a girl. And I was like, oh shit. So I like started looking around, and I'm looking.
Did you pick the ugly one?
No, this is the thing. I was looking for a girl that at least had panties on, because like I don't want your shit in my face. Like, I don't want it there. What if it smells? Like, I don't know, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, what am I supposed to do besides throw money at you? And so I'm like, I took maybe 5 minutes just scanning the room, like trying to find a girl. And he got so irritated of waiting on me that he just looks at a girl, points at her across the room, and just does this. And this bitch came flying. And he just starts taking the bands off the money, and he was like, making it rain on her, and he was like, grab the money. Like, he's telling me, he's like, grab the money. And I'm just so like caught off guard, just like throwing money at her. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And it was the fattest ass I've ever had in my face. It was a booty club. Yeah. And it was just the biggest butt I've ever had in my face. And I've never gone back to a strip club after that.
I love the booty. You know what you're supposed to do your first time you go?
Ooh,
when you get stacks as a guy, look, ladies, if you go to Atlanta like her and it's your first time, they give you the stacks. You put them bitches in your pockets.
Listen, the best part. He gave us $1,000. And my best friend C was sitting next to me. And I remember I kind of just like took like maybe 300. And I just like took it behind. And he wasn't paying attention. All the homies were looking at the bitches, and all the bitches were just looking at the other bitches. So it was just like us. And she just snuck a good 300. We walked out the club, and
I can't go one day without
finessing.
It was a good time. I mean,
look, these hundreds on the floor. Look,
no L's that night.
So that's pretty much. Well, did you guys hang out with him like the whole weekend too? Like,
we only hung out with him the first night.
Like outside the club, just like
they had this big house, and so we went and pregame there, and there was just a bunch of people there. And I remember. I don't know if I should say this.
Let's hear.
He was like a producer. He's a producer for this big genre of movies, and he was like, "Do you watch these kind of movies? Like, have you watched these?" And I was like, no, I don't really watch them, like, because they're super long. Like, they're fucking 3 hours long. I don't have time to sit there and watch a movie for 3 hours. And he was like, I produce those movies. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, oh, makes sense, because you had all these posters around the fucking house. And I'm, like, trying to figure out, like, is he, like, really into, like, action figures? Or, like... And then it made sense. And then shit just got, like, hella weird. And so I just didn't reply to him after that night.
Was he black or what?
Yeah, he was black.
Oh, so you're definitely getting hated because you're in there with the black man. Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't just me. Like, there were other bitches.
Oh. But the other girls, they hate. When I notice those group, like, those nights in, like, Vegas and, like, Miami and stuff, when, like, they'll have, like, a bunch of random girls all hanging out together, there's some tension. Y'all don't think we see it? Girls don't, like, when you guys in the circles, y'all don't think we don't see it, but we see it. We pay attention to that. It's funny, though. Because you're the coolest one out of all of it. Because I feel like I go to a club and I could travel with you and we can, like, fuck up a club.
Yeah.
And be cool, and then like I'll literally like be like, look, watch this girl. This one doesn't like her. I can tell you. That shit's fucking hilarious.
But I mean, girls make it very apparent too, though. It's like one of those things where like people want you to know you have a problem with them. They won't let that shit just slide under the radar. Yeah. They want it to be evident. So it's like.
I feel like that probably happens a lot more out of state too, because I feel like everybody hears on that like. Fucking behind the back subtweeting that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Like out here, have you noticed working over there being a bottle girl that you notice the guys are more bottle girls than the like bottle whores than the actual girls? Like
Dude,
they're table
I
hoppers?
Don't even want to get into it.
Is that one of your? Because what's your 5 top pet peeves working there?
How disrespectful men come about like speaking to me. Like I had this guy come up to me and he was like, I want to fuck you. Would you fuck me? Like, straight off the bat. And I was like, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm so confused. And I was like, no. And he was like and he asked my name, and I told him my name. And he was like, all right, well, I don't want to fuck you either. I just want to know if you wanted to fuck me. And I was like,
psych.
Are you serious? Like, is this real life?
So corny, bro. Why the fuck would you say that to a grown-ass woman,
I was like, there's no way this is real. And, like, I stood there, and I was, like, just, like, looking at him. And I was like, you can go. Like, the club was closed. Like, he was still there. He was just chilling at the club, and it was closed.
You should have handed that nigga a mop.
This wasn't even at like a table.
No.
You should have handed him a mop.
This was when I changed into my sweats, and I was sweeping that fucking ground.
Oh,
what? And everything. And this man straight up said, I want to fuck you. Would you fuck me? And I was like, no. I don't know. Who are you?
Saw
I didn't know
saw the
who
way
you
you was
were.
handling that stick. You was trying to figure it out.
So, I mean, the way they speak, I think one of my biggest pet peeves is when people order shit and they're not the ones paying for it, but they're ordering ample amounts of it, and then when it comes to pay the shit, they're like, oh, it's like on so-and-so's tab.
He's
I'm
not
like,
here.
it didn't
He'll
come
be
from
back.
so-and-so's mouth, so like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, type shit. Like, they always want to push it off on other people. Like, it's very hard to see people actually take, like, the responsibility for the tab.
Yeah. Speaking of tabs, like, how often do you ever run into the problem of, like, motherfuckers just can't pay that shit?
There was a night I paid a tab for $700.
Cause that fucks up your money, right?
Yeah, that means I made no money that night.
So with them, they get it gets put on them.
Yeah, so basically it's like when you get a table, you're responsible for that table.
Oh,
whether
so
or
it's
not
like-
whether or not you get their card at any point throughout that night, that's on you. So if you don't get their card and they dip, guess who's paying for it?
No.
Yeah, and
I had
the
one-
worst part is they were my homies. They walked out on their tab.
Were they just fucked up, or did they, like...
I mean, that's what they were saying. They were saying they were blacked out and don't remember anything.
Bro, well, one time,
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it was, or no?
No.
You know they.
I mean, I watched the whole night play out. Like, I'm not one to obviously it's very common for guys to be like, take a shot with me, especially when they're ordering bottles and bottles and bottles, and they're like, just take one, like, do it with me. Like, why would you not? I just don't like to drink. That's not my thing. I think it tastes like shit. But it's like, I'm in a sober state of mind because now it's my money that I'm, like, working with. Like, when it comes to my money, that's one thing I won't drop my guard down for. And so I watched everything play out, and when I saw things weren't going according to their plan, I knew it was just a matter of time, and I was ready to go.
Felt
like
the energy, like
I
them
was watching them.
motherfuckers
Like
bitched
I saw
out.
Fucking
one
head
like
on a swivel.
sneakily try and get out, and he left. One of them sneakily
Like,
left.
looking around, like...
Yeah, and then one of them like went to the bathroom. The last one lingered, and then said he had to go to the bathroom, and I followed him, and it was just like this horrible deal. And then like I just ended up dropping them as friends.
I was about to say, that sounds like something, like, that's for sure
Foul.
worthy of that. You know what I'm saying?
Real
Like, that's
foul.
crossing a whole lot of lines.
Yeah.
Now you fucking with
That's
my
just
money.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
they
what
did
the
end up
fuck?
like all Venmoing the money, but I was like, it's not even like it's the principle of the matter, bro. Like I had no drop of your bottle. I served you
Yeah,
all night. Like I tended
exactly.
to you, and everything I could have potentially made
And if you
went
my fucking
towards
homie,
yours.
bro, like, don't fucking play that shit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's when I
Especially if you're my
that's when
homie.
I stopped kind of vouching for people when it comes to tables. I was
Yeah.
like, whether I know you like the back of my hand or I have no idea who the fuck you are and where you're from, I am gonna
Boy,
grab
yeah.
your shit the second
Right
you
away.
get
And it's
in.
like, yeah, now we grown too. Like, all that like motherfuckers shouldn't even have to vouch for somebody. You know what I'm saying? We grown. Fucking act like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers still want to be on this childish ass shit, like they stuck in college and all this bullshit, thinking shit don't matter. It's like, bro, fucking fix up.
I'm like, to me, it's just like I see a lot of people in the club that have no business being in the club
Yeah, that's a fact.
far too often.
Yeah.
Like far too often.
You guys give out memberships there?
Man.
I must, yeah. I mean, it's kind of quiet over there.
And I mean, it's like London's not cheap. Like the cheapest shot you can get is $10. Like
Yeah, nah.
if it's the cost of money, like
Come to the
go
Palace.
to Cheers, like go to somewhere else.
Come
You
to
know
the
what I
Palace.
mean? Like
Way cheaper.
Pop out. Palace.
You know, that's free ads. I gotta give myself.
I was about to say, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, not wearing the hat, but you know,
Pull up.
pipe laying expert still. What else? Nothing else pisses you off over there?
A lot of females will take, like, obviously when I see a girl and a guy together and I can tell they're a couple and they get a table, I know the man's gonna pay. I know he is. So that's the person I'm gonna direct my conversation towards, you know, asking questions.
Oh no, it's 2022.
Oh, I know exactly where this is going.
And females think it's like me flirting.
Yeah.
And it's like because I'll tap their shoulder or like put my hand on their shoulder to
yeah.
get their attention because it's hella loud and I know if I
Yeah.
speak in your ear you're not going to hear me quite yet. So it's like I'll do these like sudden gestures that I think nothing of.
Yeah.
But to that girl, like I'm overstepping boundaries. So there's so many times where you're just getting shot dirty looks or like getting told like, just so you know, that's my man.
That's
He's
just
been my man
insecurity,
type shit. And I'm like, I'm doing my fucking job.
That's
bro.
just
It's like,
insecurity, though.
I don't want your man. I'm working. Like that's
Yeah,
the thing.
you
So it's
really
like,
have to get someone's attention like that in the club.
Yeah,
like, it'd be
it's-
loud as fuck.
Yeah, and so it's like,
You have to whisper in someone's ear. It looks every time you whisper in someone's ear, it looks like you're flirting with them.
yeah. So it's like I try to like peep toe around it very cautiously with like putting my hand on their shoulder, like getting their attention, that's just taken way out of context. So it's like I've had numerous problems with females in the club because of a man, and then thinking like I'm overstepping boundaries. Like I actually got in a fight in the club while I was working.
Get the fuck
trying
out.
to close out a guy because this girl thought I was trying to talk to him and get his number, and I was.
She started swinging on you, or what?
She like basically shoved me out of the way, and so I got up and I was like, "Don't fucking shove me! Like don't shove me! I'm doing my fucking job."
We interrupt the pod to bring you our new sponsor, Ambition. Being aware of every choice we make in this lifetime is how we'll cultivate change one decision at a time. Ambition has made it simple for us to choose a fabric that requires 50% less water to grow than the leading fabric in cotton. Hemp naturally filters UV lights, protecting us from the sun, so show your skin a little extra love this season with our hypoallergenic hemp clothing. Every day, wear it for everyday cautious living. Check out Ambition and use our promo code MWP for 20% off your first purchase. Now back to the pod.
Oh man, sorry about that. We had a little technical. Hey, this story's getting a little high. I don't think the camera's ready.
The camera wasn't ready.
Alright, so please continue.
So
Anyway,
I think we were right where she pushed you.
yeah, so I'm like knelt down, giving like this, and keep in mind this is one of my homies. Like I'm cool with this dude, and so I'm knelt down to him, handing him his tab, and she came and like shoved me out of the way, like hella abrasive. And so I stood up, and the back of her head is facing me, and I was like, "Don't fucking shove me." And she acted like she didn't hear me, but she did this like head gesture and like kept talking to the person in front of her, and now she's like across the table in the sense. And I was like, "Do not fucking shove me." And she turns around, and this girl tilts her head and does a smirk, and I see both her hands go out to shove me. And it just came over me, and I just grabbed her and I just started hitting her. And it got to a point where one of his, like my homie's friends, stepped in and like grabbed my fist. And I took this hand and I started hitting her with this hand. And I couldn't see anything at this point because all the guys were like coming in to stop it.
Yeah.
And I started hitting my friend in the head, like on top of his head.
Oh shit.
And he was like, "You're hitting me, like you're hitting me." And they finally get the girl out of my way, and they take her out, and I was just like, I was just doing my job, and you disrespected me, and I'm not even supposed to be fighting people, but like, what the fuck was that? And everybody was like, "Are you good? Like, are you good?" And I was like, "Where the fuck was my security?" Because security, I could not find security for the life of me. Like, that shit shouldn't have even escalated. And I was over here just hitting this bitch in her fucking head, and I was like,
that's just wild. Shit, if you gotta go off, you gotta go off. You gotta protect yourself.
you know. But it's just things like that shouldn't get to that point. Like, bro, I'm just trying to get my money. Like, I'm knelt down. Like, I legit was knelt down, not even like ass up, trying to like show something. Like, I was knelt down, talking to him, giving him his tap, and it was just on go after that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Oh. But that was like, I think that was the first time I got in like a fight in a good minute. Like a good minute. And I had been working at the club for like 8 months at that point, and I thought bitches would have tested me a lot.
Yeah.
That was London Bell too?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, obviously not something I'm proud of because I like represent the brand, but it's like,
That's
No,
something.
that ain't even you though. Like,
You
you
know what I
gotta
mean?
protect
Like-
yourself.
It's either you or them.
yeah.
And that's
so
the
it's
point
like-
of the fight. You're supposed to win so the other motherfucker can't hurt you.
Yeah.
Like,
And so, and the worst part about it was I have no idea who this girl was, and I'm pretty sure I've seen her come into Londonville multiple times after that occurrence.
oh damn.
And it's just like the weirdest eye contact we have, and I can't figure out if it's her because so many girls look alike, especially like in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, so there's this just one girl. Every time I see her, I'm like, "Are you the girl? Like, are you her?" But I'm not gonna go up to her and be like, "Hey, were you the girl I got in a fucking fight with?"
Yeah, you the girl I
It probably is. She just know not to fuck with you again, so she's just gonna just act like
She gonna leave it alone.
She's seen right through you, like she ain't want to know.
I don't know, dude.
She's like,
That's
shit.
fucking hilarious.
But yeah, so things like that, just in that sense where things are getting misinterpreted for you actually just doing your job. Like, you can't, I promise you, no bottle girl is good if she does not flirt with their table. Like, she is not making money if she doesn't know how to hustle and finesse the situation she's in every moment of
Well,
time.
every club I go to out of state, like I feel like I have a chance with these girls.
Yes, that's the whole point.
And they get you too, because I'll be like, I'm only gonna spend this amount. And then next thing you know, I feel like she liked me, so I feel like you're a baller at this point. So you're like, no, give me another one.
See, they
I ain't
that
gonna,
way.
I was, I'm not broke, but trying to get her, and then let me get another one.
See, they can get you that way, or they can get you probably when they think you're fucked up. Because remember how they tried to get us on New Year's when they kept adding fee after fee after fee?
Yeah.
Like a $2,500 table got to like a $5,000 table within like a 30-minute period. we couldn't even pay it, but the guy next to us was just balling. He's like, I got their tab.
Stop.
Wow.
That shit was $10,000.
Yo.
That shit was 10 grand.
It would?
Yeah.
Because we put in.
See, I didn't even know how much it went to. I wasn't even dealing with it.
That's wild.
I
It was
was fucked
supposed
up.
to be. It was supposed to be 5, and we ended up putting in 7.
I just coughed right.
And then
I'm so
no,
sorry.
we ended up putting 9, and then the dude covered the other 1,000, and then bought us another bottle of champagne because he said he liked our energy.
But then it wasn't his wife or his girl started getting hella mad at him because all the girls from our
yeah.
table started talking to him.
No, because he went and started talking to them.
And he was loving it.
He looked like a bigger Conor McGregor because he was Irish.
And he was in like a tuxedo too.
Was he like attractive?
Ginger
at
ass.
least? Like,
He was handsome.
He was like a handsome guy.
Yeah, he was.
To me, from my memory, he seemed like he was kind of goofy, but
No, he was good for sure, but he was handsome. He looked like Conor McGregor, but just like 6'3", 6'4". So
he
like,
definitely wasn't that. I feel like he wasn't even in shape though. Or
Right,
did I
right.
just-
Right.
He was?
Yeah, he was. I literally was like, damn, is that Conor? Because we
He
had
was a
the
taller version.
It was dope though. It was 2 Chainz too. It was right next to us. Like we were right next to 2 Chainz.
Where was this in Vegas?
Yeah,
One Oak.
Yeah.
That's when fucking Reggie screamed in fucking 2 Chainz face.
That shit was so.
As he
You
was
know what I
walking
don't
past
like
us.
about performers in Vegas is they always come out so late.
It's a club performance.
Like late as fuck.
2:30,
Yep.
3 o'clock.
Like 3 a.m. and I'm like, bro, and then they're up there for like 30, maybe so minutes, and then it's a wrap, and I'm
And if you
like,
don't know, you're thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go at like 11.
so you're so
So
fucked.
by 3, I've seen it all the time. By 2:30, that's when the girls start taking off their heels. They can't do it no more. They're not even having fun. And then they finally see the
Like I
artist.
couldn't imagine being at a club in Vegas and not having a section and
And
having to
standing
stand there
up. Oh,
that
man.
entire time on
What's
your
that?
feet.
You don't even know.
Like nobody recruits you to their table. You
That's-
have nobody
that's 7
scouting
hours.
you.
That's 7
nothing.
hours. That's 7 hours.
That's what we used to do for Travis
Yeah.
before we were like cool
Yeah,
with
before
them.
that's when I first moved there. Every time I went to Travis, we'd go there like early.
Dude.
It would be like the 4th year.
Bro, like 10:30, bro, and then this motherfucker wouldn't come out till fucking 2.
And we'll be on Molly the whole time too. So like,
Just sitting there, just like
Sweating.
holding my place in the
Smoking
fucking
cigarettes.
pit, just like
Smoking
with my
cigarettes.
4 water bottles
Not
tucked into
letting
my
anybody
fucking.
but the line.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
no, we were in the front. We're not going anywhere.
Oh
Nowhere.
my goodness.
Sorry.
I've never done that. I've never
We're
waited
planning
for
like
long-ass
fucking
line.
gladiators. We're not moving.
Nah, it's them trips for girls. It's a lot cooler when you're a girl than it is when you're.
Oh, I tell you what, I've only bought in a bottle once, and it was my 24th birthday, and I was like, I just want to experience what it's like to buy a bottle for myself. Be like, yeah, I'm that bitch. I'm taking care of my own tab. I will never do it again, but I wanted to experience it. But I'm like, I feel bad for men who have to do this on a weekend basis.
Yeah.
Like, you're in the club dropping money on these fucking bottles that are marked up hella.
Hell yeah.
Bro, those early Vegas trips, I was coming back to Utah in the negatives.
Yes.
But it was worth it though. We up now. I don't give a fuck. That shit was worth it. Every goddamn second.
Hell, fuck. I was
And every
doing,
penny.
I was doing it damn near every fucking day.
Yeah, he was on some different shit, bro.
I don't
But
know
that's
how
why
you're still
you-
running. Like how you got juice. I don't know how you
I
got
really
juice.
don't. I really don't anymore. Like I be suffering now. Like there's days where I just. But like when I go, I could go. But like yes, I get. I don't. The days you don't see me post shit on Instagram, yeah, I'm fucking hurting, sleeping in bed. Fucking the last time I got so trashed, I literally woke up in the morning at like 11, went to bed at like 8 a.m. Hopped in the shower trying to make myself feel good, and I'm like scrubbing myself to a point where I'm gagging from scrubbing myself. So I literally just stopped, just grabbed the towel, just grabbed myself, just went and laid down, just went back to sleep. And so it's like 7 p.m. It was good.
I think that's one of the main reasons I also like stopped drinking. Is because I hate the feeling of being hungover.
Oh,
Like I hate
fuck.
having to get drunk, and I hate being drunk, and then I hate being hungover.
See, I don't get hangovers.
The only part of drunk I like is the tipsy part, where I'm still kind of coherent, but everything's a little bit goofy to me, and I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, not running like right before you hit the brick wall, and you're like, fuck. That's what I hate the most, and I think that's like my biggest turn off to drinking now.
See, I don't get hangovers. I just wake up fucked up, where I just
Psych.
like it's weird, but like no, I don't get like headaches and none of that shit. I'll just be like fuck.
Are you like worried about like your liver and stuff?
Bro, it's too late to be worried now.
This boy got a lifetime of drinking it already.
Oh my god.
I'm immune to this shit.
And like you have abs too, so that's like weird.
Genetics. really good.
But they do say alcohol dehydrates you like excessively, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why your shit's always like fucking showing.
You need to
And
drink
I'm
some water,
so
kid.
confused all the time.
Yeah, I started drinking hella water like the past like 4 months. I never used to. Like once it first started hitting me, like that's when I really started drinking water. Like I really can't drink the same way I used to anymore.
How old are you, Manson?
28,
Old ass.
feeling great.
Get off your phone. Goofy.
Man, you know I'm always working. Just like I said, people say I don't be doing anything. I be working every day. No, yeah, I'm 28 though.
Okay.
So now I'm really past.
Do you know they said that your liver, once you hit 25, your liver starts declining, like at the rate that
You
it
said
did
25?
At 25.
It's quite
And so
a few
people,
years.
like, no, it's like they've done extensive research on it, and it shows like once people hit 25, they notice like particular changes in their drinking habits that they can't keep up and do what they used to because their liver can't take care of it as quickly, so it takes them 10 times longer to recover compared to when they were 21, 22,
That makes
23.
all the sense.
Man, it's too bad I'm in the fucking liquor industry.
Yeah.
That's why.
And you have access to it at all freaking times
Yes.
at your disposal.
Yes, it sucks. No, but I'm a lot better than people thought I'd be though.
In the sense of like getting too wrapped up in like
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah. Yeah, like I cut off like some big habits that I was doing that I don't do anymore. So like that helps a lot.
There you go.
Yeah, you been on your shit, man.
Yeah.
Proud of you, bro.
Cause like why not just feel better in the morning, wake up, get shit done, and then have the whole day to fuck off.
Yeah.
And I love going to other spots and fucking that and go party over there.
Have you guys been to Flinkers? Flinker?
Yeah.
I haven't been to it yet. I've
Oh,
only
is
seen
it?
like it's like a new sports bar / club.
Yeah.
I think, but
Downtown?
it's like Gateway. I think.
Gateway. It's right. Remember Punch Bowl that was out for a little bit at Gateway. So it's right next to the old Dick's that used to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It could be really lit. Could be, but I don't know. I just feel like there's too much going on in there. And yeah, but I think it's a dope ass vibe.
I mean, from what I've seen, like from people's Snapchats and like Instagram stories, it looks dope as fuck inside.
It does look dope. It's dope inside, but if I had it out, there's a lot of things I'd do different,
Yeah.
and that really make it pop. But
I'm like to the age where I like if I hear something new or like something I don't know, I'll Google it to like, you know, at least get a sense of what other people have to say about it.
yeah.
And so like I heard about it, saw the Snapchats and stuff, and went and looked at the Google reviews, and they were so terrible. And I was like,
Really?
oh no. And it was like this was like their opening weekend, like they already had like 20 reviews, and like more than like 2/3 of them were like shooting them down to shit. And I was like, oh no, like maybe it was too early of a launch or something, because it's way too new to have so much like criticism.
So it's like I think it's more of like because whoever owns it, they're like from Vegas, so like they're trying to bring some like Vegas, like LA type of vibe out here, but they're not like teaching the culture of like this is what we do out here.
Yeah.
They just like kind of just brought it out here and just did it.
Mhm.
But like people in Utah are not cultured enough to like
Yeah.
adapt to it.
Understand that.
It's gonna take them a while for people to be like, oh, I get it now. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. Like I can come here and buy a section. I can just chill at the bar.
Yeah.
And just watch sports. I
Yeah.
can dance when I dance. Dope concept. I like it.
No, I think from what I've seen, it looks dope as fuck. I haven't experienced it yet. Which,
I really haven't fully experienced it because every time I go, it's just like us in there. So
yeah.
it's kind of quiet.
I do like that idea though, of like bringing a different concept to Utah. 'Cause I feel like Utah's very conservative in the sense that we stick to what we're used to. And so like even like you opening your shit was like a big deal. Like who in Utah, like you're serious, right?
Yeah. That was
Like
Yeah,
type thing.
we're
Because
doing it
everything
different.
is so the same. Like everybody has like their own distinguishing qualities, but it's like the same shit.
yeah.
You're just at a different place with a different name.
Yeah, my shit's and I'm trying to change the culture, especially like the DJs that have DJ, like they like I just give them like a free spirit, like play whatever the fuck you like. There's no like guides you have to play. Like first of all, if you want like, and my thing is I was like I like to hear all the fucking trap shit, hear all the good shit, like play that shit here. I want people to come to a place where everyone else assumes that like music like that starts fights, and I'm like, no, a vibe starts fights. If you're playing shit that people are tired of hearing, they're gonna want to fight each other. So like, I tell my DJ, just fucking fill the crowd and play whatever the fuck you want to play.
Yeah.
And people love coming to that shit. It's cool too now, because now I'm starting to get like a new crowd.
Are you?
Yeah. Like, so all the old, like, the beginning crowds when you were going out for a little bit, like, they all go to Karma Echo now. And it's like a whole... Like
Different
a whole
demographic
yeah.
of people that you're used to.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's changed. And then, yeah, we're gonna remodel it and shit, so it's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the new version look like. From what you were explaining, that shit sound fucking dope as fuck.
It's gonna be so fucking lit. We're gonna fucking kill it.
Dope, dude.
Oh yeah, remember we were talking earlier? I was telling you. What do you think about Patreon?
I don't know too much about it. I think the only times I've heard of Patreon is like when I see YouTubers like follow me on Patreon, and I think it's like the same concept as YouTube.
Have you seen it? Have you seen any?
No.
Pretty much what it is like a OnlyFans for podcasts. Where people subscribe to it.
And,
It's like
watch
uncensored.
porn or
You
what?
can say whatever you
Say whatever the
want.
fuck
You can
want.
show whatever you want.
Like,
Unless it's not like, obviously, unless you're not like hurting
What?
someone or anything like that.
Why'd you ask me that?
wait.
Backtrack, Manson. Save yourself.
No, I'm just asking you, like, how do you feel about like podcasts like that? Because I'm thinking about starting one.
No!
I'm not asking you to be in. I'm saying I'm starting.
That's what I felt like the setup to the question was. I was like, how you feel about it?
I mean, but how do you feel about it?
I
Depending on how you feel about it, I might ask you. If you don't, I won't.
You're a head ass, bro.
we got this nigga personally. Oh shit!
Snow White in the cut.
Oh my god!
My eyes are low, man, honestly.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. We about to hit
I
the
mean, I
studio
feel like
in
if
8
I
minutes.
mean, if that's what toots your like horn, if that's the type of shit you're into watching, I mean,
Hey guys, comment leave some comments down there. Please let me know.
Yeah, do you want the Patreon
Look, you can just come and
Manson's
show
World
the shows.
podcast?
I'm not doing shit, Manson.
You ain't gotta do anything bad. We can talk. You can talk. We can talk some reckless.
Do you guys think I'm?
I just
more-
think you're cool.
Compared to compare me to like when you guys first met me into like my transition out of being in a relationship compared to now. Would you say I'm on the same spectrum and level of crazy, or have I like
No,
slowed
you.
down?
When I first met you, it was the same way you are now. But like when you were drinking, when I first met you. But like the in between, I didn't.
That probably looks so goofy.
Yeah.
So it says
I
both
hate on
sides.
Instagram, but I never just like talk to you. Right?
Yeah.
When I say you bounce back, like now you know.
Yeah.
Because your close friends be letting me
That was
know.
my non-dominant hand.
We don't put up for shit no more.
No.
Hell no, I feel like everyone should just be single. There's pointless to be in a relationship.
I think I honestly tarnished the idea of a relationship in my eyes because I wanted to get in a relationship and like be, you know,
Be a girlfriend.
yeah, so bad when I was so young that I didn't even give myself the opportunity to experience life without restriction, without like having to, you know, ask for permission from my parents and actually have like my full freedom to do what I want. I never, I feel like I tarnished the idea of that and like anticipated it not enough, and that's why I completely ruined what I thought it was to like be single. So I was like 23, finally experiencing what it was like to be single and like live life without restrictions and like do what I wanted. And I was like, why did I ever think it was a good idea to like
How old are
prolong
you
that?
now?
Huh?
How old are you?
25.
25. Damn. Never had a girlfriend my whole life.
You?
Yes. Never.
Like you're saying like you never gave it the title of girlfriend? Or it was there's never been a female that ever associated you to as
Like
a
I've
girlfriend?
talked to girls, but like I've never dated a girl. Like
How long do you talk to girls? Like what's the longest you've talked to a girl?
Yeah, man.
what? 2 months, 3 months?
And you don't consider that dating?
I don't even consider dates. Like I consider dates as me going out to eat with her.
Yeah, hanging out.
Yeah. Like
That I feel like that's kind of a
I've
good thing too. That kind of relieves the pressure
I've
of
never
it.
really taken a
Like,
girl
hang
on
out.
like I'm like let's go on a date. Like I've never really taken. I'd say it a lot. Like
So tell me this, if for a girl to know whether it's a date or not, you have to set it up as a date. Like, hey, I'd like to take you out to dinner. But if you were to structure the sentence like, let's go get food, let's go grab a bite, that's not a date.
yeah, but like
But it's just like you two.
yeah, I'll just be like hey, what are you doing? Let's go get some food. I would consider that a date.
Like, even if she gets ready for it?
She'll get ready. I'll be in sweats. So, yes, if I'm yes, she'll be disappointed. I'll be wearing
I feel like
this.
that's led you to a lot of problems with women.
Why?
Because in my female mind,
Yeah.
if I'm talking to someone consistently for 2 months, to me, we're dating. We're not in a relationship, we're dating. We're filling each other out. You're the only person I'm fucking with right now. I hang with you both outside and inside. Like, people know what the fuck is up, but we haven't established anything yet. That's to me dating. And then a relationship is like, okay, we went through the dating scene for 2, 3, 4 months. Now we're ready to get it on and popping. We're gonna have a title. Type shit. So I feel like with women, they probably gotten mad as fuck at you.
No, they really. You gotta put it in the sense this way, like.
Or do you structure it in the sense that, like, I'm just trying to fuck?
To be honest, 99.9%.
Okay, so then if they get mad and they get their
It's
feelings
like,
hurt, that's on them.
you
Because
don't.
you've given them the warning.
Plus, like, come on, look in the position I'm in, look the field I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
You really think I'm in a position, at this point in my life, I'm in a position, like, was I ever in a position to settle down? Even prior to that, like, when I'm partying every night, doing wild shit every night, you think I was in a position to date anyone? It's like, one thing I always respected about that is, like, I'd rather not waste your, like, to be honest, I would never, like, date a girl and then, like, because I'll probably cheat on her. Like, I know that for a fact. Every guy cheats. Like, but, like, I know. It's like, well, I'd rather not put you in a position which would make you feel like, oh, you're cheating on me. First of all, we're not dating. Like, this is the reason why I don't date. Because, like, obviously.
Because if you have impulsive thoughts and actions, you want to be able to act on them.
I just know how I am. I just respect who I am. And I would rather keep that away from everyone. Well,
I respect
yes.
it.
I like to rock out on my cock outs. Man, this guy. It's good life.
Have
It's
you
okay,
guys,
I'm retired now though.
have you guys heard about this?
This is the
documentary
reason.
shit?
That's one of the reasons right there. Fuck that.
Yeah, so Nicole Young trying to get a bag with this divorce. I guess she was going for $500,000 is what this is saying, but she's still getting paid out $100 million.
Hey, speaking of love, what about that?
That's a lot.
What
Did
about
they have
Dr. Dre's.
They clearly didn't sign a prenup then. I'm
Yeah, of
assuming.
course, and that's my
Oh, wait.
question for you.
Some of you may recall our previous reports that
Yeah,
Nicole and
prenup.
Dre had a prenup put in place, hence why she didn't receive half, even though she contested the agreement.
She has a
So
lawyer.
you don't even have to have a fucking prenup
No, she just
to
has
get
a
a
good
bag.
lawyer. She has a good lawyer. That's all that is. She has a
That's
really
true.
good lawyer that he probably paid for. And
I guess she was asking to
and
get
if
like.
she won too, she won everything too.
Let's see. Now that the settlement has been reached, Dre gets to walk away from the divorce with the 7 properties they own, including a Malibu home, 2 homes in Calabasas, and 4 properties in the Los Angeles area. The LA property includes the Brentwood estate worth $100 million.
That's a wow.
Golly.
I guess she was asking for a lot of the property too, and like a ridiculous amount of child support every. Or I don't know if it was child support, but
I
it was
think
like
it was
some
child
sort of
support.
monthly.
I think I saw
Those child support shits is fucking weird because like I don't understand why a baby needs $50,000 a month. Like what the fuck is a baby gonna do with $50,000 a month? Like
Give you
really,
an answer.
Well, I'm proud of my reading skills. I haven't read in like a while.
bro?
But I do-
Fucking up. I'm all like,
What's that show you been watching?
What?
Got you.
Oh, Narcos. Yeah, I gotta be tapped
Captain,
in.
man,
Damn,
you know the
Narcos is
Captain.
the shit, man. That's my favorite shit.
I don't think I'd be offended if I were about to get married and they asked for a prenup.
That's
Because I think in my position, if I was a successful one and I worked my fucking ass off to get to where I was,
Yeah.
I'd be damned to let that slip away because of
something.
the love I have for somebody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I hope they respect like I put
sign
my
a
blood,
prenup,
sweat, and
just
tears
don't
into
get married.
getting to where I
I
am.
feel like that's probably a very rare mindset. I feel like,
Nah,
I feel like
really,
most girls would get
yeah,
offended
yeah,
by
sure.
that, like bringing that up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That might be ignorant of me to say.
But you don't even need a prenup if you have kids. If you're divorced, you're forced to pay child support. It's like you're fucked either way.
Well, I think just the idea of a prenup has a negative connotation with it because in some instances, some may say like you're presuming the divorce. Like you have some type of idea that it may potentially happen, and you're gonna protect you and your assets at all costs. I think that's what some women think. Like, oh, you're already like flirting with the idea of like we could potentially get divorced and you're setting this into place.
Yeah.
Rather than the
I feel like
logical-
that's kind of an understandable viewpoint too, but I feel like it's just kind of like what you're saying is like your viewpoint like probably isn't brought up in that scenario as often. I'm assuming. Again, I might be that might be ignorant of me to say.
That's just, I don't know. Going off of that, we were talking about this earlier on our the podcast we just did earlier. Who's the 5 toxic like celebrities right now
5 toxic
that you think?
celebrities in like any fashion, like whether
We were
it's
talking
athletes-
about specifically women last time,
Yeah,
but
no,
maybe you
let's
can go
go
for
with
men this time from your perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if that's even like a thing, I don't know.
Because I feel like they know everything. We barely know. We don't pay attention like women artists. Like
5 most toxic celebrities.
women artists.
Or
male
like
artists.
shit, maybe headlines you see about someone where you're like, yo, this
So like Future toxic.
Oh, like definitely, I'd say like Tory Lanez got his name brought up in a ton of shit where it's just like you don't even want your name ever associated with like some of the allegations you had brought your way type thing.
Mhm.
The baby, I love him so much. Like I know he's so
He ain't
short,
gonna
but I
know.
love that man.
He ain't going nowhere.
I DM'd him so many times. I'm not fucking lying to you.
How many times?
A lot. I think I sent him some nudes too in hopes that he would open them and fucking nothing, dude. Goddamn nothing.
You just send his requests.
Yes! Now I know what the people in my requests feel like. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh.
It's not even text, it's just.
How's your requests look like?
They're not bad right now. Yeah, they're not terrible.
Do you think Drake's toxic? Does he strike you as a toxic type?
No.
Did you hear about this whole hot sauce situation?
Yeah, but I didn't really understand it, so I didn't keep reading it.
You want to elaborate?
Like I was confused.
Have you heard about it?
I heard a little bit about it.
So I guess he, hooked up with this girl or whatever, used protection, and when he was disposing of said protection, he put hot sauce in it to kill the sperm. And then this girl, while he's showering, whatever,
Puts it in her.
tries to get.
Well,
and
don't
all
they
of a
know that
sudden
when
her-
sperm hits oxygen, it's dead?
Well, I heard it can live up to like 15 to 20 minutes. So that's why girls be trying to trap like that.
Yeah,
That's crazy!
or he just set him up. Just like bitch, I got you.
I mean, if you're going to that extent,
Let
why
me.
did you even leave the condom? Why don't you just put it back in the wrapper, take it
Or
with you?
like flush it or something.
Type shit, yeah, like.
Yeah.
But if you're even
Yeah,
like
that
fucking
is-
bitches like that you think are like gonna even try and
Yeah,
trap you like
why
that, like
even
why are
with
you
them?
even fucking them?
Yeah.
Like you have literally a sea of fishes,
Yeah.
and you're gonna go and fuck someone that you think potentially would want to trap you.
But like, why don't you just flush it? Like, no matter how fucked up I am, if I'm him, like, yes, bro, especially if I'm him. If this nigga got 8 kids or some shit, no, yeah, fuck
Who
that.
has 8 kids?
Drake doesn't have it.
No, Drake.
Oh, I was gonna be like,
I'm talking about
Yeah.
Future.
oh,
But like niggas on their like levels, like flush everything. I heard who was telling us that story about Drake the other day? How that nigga would just like have the bitches wait in the lobby, and then he'll take them up one by one, 30 minutes, come down and send another bitch up.
you're lying.
It's
No,
Drake.
I
yeah,
was about to say that sounds like something Drake would do.
yeah.
But also, like, I heard like the reports of him saying like he just invites bitches to his like parties and shit, and just doesn't pays them no mind.
I know he's taking these bitches one by one. When you having a 30-minute party, like I'd love to be in this position. I'm having a 30-minute party.
Let me ask you guys this: does it ever get Manson? I know you're in a relationship, Ken.
Respect.
Does it ever get boring
Yes.
being in
Yes.
new pussy all the fucking time?
Yes, but it also gets boring being the same.
Like you're telling me, there's nothing that can be
Yeah, it
constructive to
depends,
keep
though.
shit.
No, you know, that's one of the questions I got actually for the air was what was one of my favorite kills. And yeah, I got some favorite kills that I
Like, do you think you'll ever be
Same
able to
it.
stick to one woman? Do you think that's ever like something you'd want for yourself?
Yeah, no, yeah, maybe, maybe.
Are you fearful of the fact that
I'm
you
not.
would get bored?
I just live every day by day, but yeah, I'm for sure like I'll get bored because I get bored pretty fucking like quick.
Like I get so bored talking to men.
Yes, but you know what I mean? Like, the more you kick it with them, the more you know it's, like, flaws about them. And
Yeah.
then, like, I'm real big on, like, catching people's flaws. So, like, it gets to a point where, like, catching, like, flaws that are pet peeves. Yeah, it's quiet. No, I have my own flaws, too.
But what about growing together though? What about someone that makes you better and then you make them better?
The best thing I'll tell you guys about that everyone, I don't know if you guys agree with me, I've been in relationships. I feel like the best thing, like, the best time or the biggest love that you guys have in that relationship partner, all the energy you guys give, it's just that beginning stage. I love to chase women. Like, I love, if any girl, and that's what it is, like, every girl I ever talk to is like, I chase them, and once I finally get them,
you're done.
Like,
Your satisfaction has been
no, it's not some satisfaction. It's just like I have you now. Like,
yeah.
what's that? What I do now?
Yeah. Like, what's the next step?
Yeah.
Oh my.
No, but I love her.
But I will say, now that I've been single for so long, it's hard for me to, like, have a desire of wanting to be in a relationship.
Again. That's what I hear every time.
Type
I hear
thing.
that a lot, bro.
Like, I never valued, like, being by myself. Like, I hated being by myself because I'm such, like, a social person that I want constant interaction. Like,
That's how
I feed off people. Like, I love that shit.
That's why I can never live by myself.
And I used to say that, like, when I was in college, I was living with 5 other girls. It was a house full of 6 of us. And I was like, I don't think I'll ever be able to live by myself. And then when I went through my breakup and I moved, back home, I was like, I think I was wrong. Like, I think I need to live by myself because now I've realized I have a social battery. Like, I feed so much into people that I don't feed enough into myself. And I'm completely depleted by the end of the day. Because it's like, I'll get FaceTimes here, like, messages here, like, hey, do you know anything about this? Or like, oh my God, this happened to me. And I'm like, holy shit, there's so much going on all the time. Like, I don't know if I could do this forever.
No, yeah, I just can't live by myself. I just gotta, I don't know, every time I'm home alone too, like, I have to get out of the house. I have to go because
You're so used to it.
I'm so used to be around people 24/7. Even in the mornings, like, I wake up early and I'm like, FaceTime energy at 7 o'clock and just talk to everyone. And I'm like, everyone's sleeping and no one's up, so I just,
Yeah.
But do you like living, like, did you like being alone?
I think once I got past the part of being comfortable with being uncomfortable, I really saw, like, what I was missing out on. And now I prefer it more than I do, like, going out and being around people all the time.
But that shit'll come later.
But
too.
shit is just so, like, it's like, even when, like, things just seem so easy, like, you shouldn't have to put an effort there, sometimes you have to over-reciprocate for other people to, like, sometimes they're not, they're feeling too low. You gotta, bring them up to where they need to be because they can't do it themselves. And so it's like, even when it's like an easy flowing relationship, you still find yourself overcompensating sometimes because you care about that person and you don't want to see them in a position where they're struggling. And so it's like, you do it because that's what you do as a good friend. And yes, our relationship and our friendship is a very easy friendship, but sometimes it's like hard. Especially if you're like going through shit and you're not the type to talk about the shit you're going through.
Yeah.
You just roll with the punches and keep it moving. That's all you can do.
Yeah, that's a good point because, like, especially when you just don't talk about, like, communication is so fucking key. And I learned that the hard way, and I actually started going to therapy at the beginning of this year, and it's just like made me like understand like the importance of really like dialing in on like how you feel and expressing it too. Because like sometimes like you might not necessarily know how you feel, but you're not taking the time to really figure it out.
Yeah.
And so like shout out my therapist Catherine was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I definitely was the type. Like if I was going through shit, you would not know.
Yeah.
You would not know.
Yeah, and that
it was
shit,
always big chilling with me.
Yeah, and it's good to like, because you don't want everybody like knowing about your business, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you do have to like, I feel like just like I'd recommend therapy to everybody, to be honest now, because it's just like, and especially when you're talking to someone that necessarily like you don't know or might have like a certain opinion of you already, it's like they can actually like really like tell you exactly like what's good. You know what I mean? There's not going to be like a bias to like not necessarily like hurt your feelings or something like that.
This is shit you need to hear.
Yeah, because I think my therapist realizes how self-aware I am because she be giving it to me so like straight up. It's like, God, all right, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like shit. I need to hear that shit though. But
I think that's also like one of the things is like depending on who you ask, the perception of me is completely different. So it's like sometimes I'm like, am I like a disrespectful, rude ass bitch, or am I like this nice person that people like to be around? Like, which one am I? Because I hear both sides of the spectrum depending on who you're asking. You know what I mean? So sometimes like you need someone to tell you what the like how who the fuck you really are. Like this is your reality. This is how you're being perceived, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you're hearing both sides of the spectrum all the time, and it's like,
you know what's funny? Like random people at the palace, like some like random like old guy would come up to me and just tell me straight up like, hey man, I know you think you're doing your shit, like yeah, just remember most people don't really fuck with you. Like this like but like he was something like respectfully, like he's like half these motherfuckers here just using me for something. Like and I was like, damn, like, this guy don't even know me.
yeah.
But I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like people can like really see.
Yeah, and like that's funny that you said that, because like when I was in my like my most previous relationship, I remember the first time I introduced him to my parents. My parents didn't tell me this until like after we had broken up and we went through our whole ordeal. But my dad was like, the first time I met him, I knew it wasn't going to be good for you, and he was like, I had a feeling in me that he was going to use you and take advantage of you. And I was like, so why didn't you tell me? And he was like, because I saw how happy you were, and I knew eventually you'd realize for yourself, like you'd figure it out. And he was like, you wouldn't have learned your lesson had I given you the heads up.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have fulfilled it the way you wanted to, full force.
Yeah.
Had I given you the heads up, so you wouldn't have even really learned your lesson, because it was a half-ass lesson, because you knew in the back of your head I already said that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah, you gotta go through those experiences.
like, and he, like, when I introduced him, like, he was respectful, like, yes sir, no ma'am, like, type thing. Like, he's a respectful, like young man when he speaks to his elders and, like, people he's, like, newly around. And I was like, my dad called that shit, and it played out exactly the way he told me it would.
That called bullshit.
That's crazy.
That's, yeah, I see that. I noticed that shit, like.
And I'm like sitting there looking like a whole fucking dummy.
No, that's how I be feeling, like, because I catch a lot of people cheat, and like they'll ask me, but it's like none of my business. I do not want to get into
I
it.
say the same shit. I'm like, the amount of shit I see on a weekend basis, and people have no idea the shit I know.
And they're doing it in the public.
In the fucking public. And I'm like, if I were just for 1 second to just not give a fuck and just air everybody's shit out,
this shit
I'd have to leave the US. It's a game over. The shit I know and the shit I've seen that people have no idea about, that they thought they were doing on the low,
is not.
I'm sitting here and I'm just, it's not my business. It's not my place to get involved.
And that's why, and like I always tell, because if they ask me, I'm like, yo, if you're asking me the questions about it, then you know. But I'll just be like, I don't say no. I don't say it's not my business. I didn't see anything. Like, you're gonna have to find out, you know.
Yeah.
That's like, just, I'm not gonna lead you somewhere and not just, you gotta find out. But if you're asking me about it, then you know something's up. You should go with your instincts.
Questions?
Oh yeah, let's check. You got any IG questions on you?
Let's try.
Alright, I'm gonna let y'all get to this
Y'all don't
segment.
fucking
I hung
know me,
around
I
for as
swear
long
to
as I could. I gotta get in the studio. We locked in, you know what I'm saying? Yin Yang Say Volume 2 coming soon. Let's go!
Bing. I'll see you.
Alright, brother. Love you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Bye, Dan. Have a good night.
Gang.
Be safe.
Yep, you too.
Let me see what questions I got.
I got 2.
You got
and so that's all I got. That's all I'm working with.
Let's hear them. Ladies first.
I'm just gonna ask one of them because the other one doesn't make sense really. Well, at least it doesn't make sense in my head. This person asked me OnlyFans. OnlyFans is not something.
No.
I would do.
We're gonna get her on the Patreon soon if she lets us.
Like, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Like, I'm not even big on taking nudes. Like, I don't even take
I don't send dick pics either. Everyone thinks I do, but like, I'm not a dick pic kind of guy.
Like, the way I like when I'm talking to someone like you, I'll be like, you'll be like, how was your weekend? I'm like, you know me, I was on my hoe shit. Like, how was your weekend? Type thing. Like, in my that's how I like speak about myself, and then I get like people get the idea of like, oh, she's a whore.
Oh, CTGG train to go.
I hardly ever take nudes, and so I think just for me, I think the only thing that's biggest to me in my head is I would never want that shame or association on my parents' shoulders.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't put them. Like, I have morals. Like, I was brought up well. Like, I know what's respectful and what's not respectful, and I would never want that associated with their names. because they worked so hard to like raise me as like a respectable young woman for me to go post my pussy for $5. Like, and yeah, like I could people make hella money off that. Like, I don't knock anybody who does it, but like I just don't have the balls for it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, man, I got an OnlyFans. Check that one out.
Do you fucking really?
Yeah.
What do you, so if you don't take dick pics, what are you posting?
Me having sex?
Oh, do you show their face?
Yes. But there's consent.
Oh, like do you make them sign shit or no? You just like get the verbal consent.
Man, the one that's in it is the one that's in a lot of OnlyFans. She's making hella money off that.
Who?
Eliza. She's in my OnlyFans. What else I got in there? Got then some like no face, no case. You know, I trying to do like ski masks. That would be.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to build my OnlyFans up.
That should be funny. If a man ever told me to put on a ski mask while he fucked me,
Man,
I'm gonna start making faces.
what?
I'm gonna stick my tongue out.
There's
Like,
dude from Miami. There's a dude from Miami that fucks just like midgets, and he makes a killing off of it.
Midgets are like a rare breed though. Like those, they're interesting.
Ooh, there's even girls that like. There's even girls like thick girls like chunky girls. Like guys love them, and they
I know.
Bro, you can make money off of anything.
Like
on OnlyFans.
there's a lot of people I've seen that I would have never expected, and they're like, when I like ask about them, they're like, oh, like they're into strictly like thicker women. Like they don't like a petite girl. Like you'll never see them with a petite girl, and I'm like, I would have never guessed it.
All right, I got one for you.
But like,
what are some of your goals you want done in the next 3 years? Like, what do you want to have accomplished in the next 3 years?
I would have moved out of Utah, which I plan on doing this year. That I'm in a position to where I can take care of not just myself and be content, but take care of my parents as well. And make a name for myself, or at least like a legacy that I can uphold and like hold pride in. I think that's the only thing, because I don't know really what my passion is, like what's my purpose in life. Like I'm still trying to gauge it.
Yeah, and I told everyone, I say this all the time, you just got to find your niche. Once you get your niche, then it's, fuck, I found my niche, a year? I mean, I've always kind of had it, but like I really found it, 2 years ago, last year. So it'll come.
Well, that's why I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm 25, like what?
Oh no, you
what
go
am
that
I
20.
doing?
No, yeah,
like,
that's natural.
That's
natural. That's natural. That like quarter century like life crisis. No, that happens.
Like shit's scary. This is way more scary than I was scared when I first got out of college and didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Now I'm 25. I'm sitting here and I have no idea where my life is supposed to go.
What did you study in college?
Criminal justice with a minor in social justice.
Are you going in that field at all?
So this is the thing. When I move out of Utah, my plan is to go back to law school to become a criminal defense attorney. But I'm like,
that's a lot of school.
I'm very scared and timid in the sense that I already went and got my bachelor's and I've never used it. I've never utilized it. I make more money not utilizing it than I would utilizing it. Like that's the thing for me. It's like, what if I go into a field and I'm completely shit at it, or like I can't get hired somewhere because jobs are just so on the low. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like the possibility of shit not working out, and now I'm hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there confused. So.
That's a foul ass question. I'm not gonna read it.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna read it just to read it. Someone said, "Name your favorite body."
He literally immediately popped into my head. I won't say his name.
We could bleep it. Just say it. We'll bleep it. Oh my God, beep!
Dude, I love that man.
She said, someone asked me how many chicks have you banged. To be honest, I don't know.
You don't keep a roster? Like you don't keep a list?
Man, you know.
Not even for like safety purposes, like just to know who your last body was in case shit pops off?
I know who my last body is. I always know who my last body is.
But like, how often do you fuck women?
I really slowed down this year. Like in the past 3 months, I really have. That's so funny. I really have. Before I ended the year, I ended the year with a bang for sure. But I'm really chill right now. I'm just tired. It gets tiring. This shit gets tiring.
Yeah.
Just having to entertain people.
Mm-hmm.
And then like low-key, I think I'm in a slump right now. It's been like 2 weeks now. I think I'm in like a slump. And I'm even like tried to a point I just get high and just fall asleep.
Damn.
I go to the palace. I just get annoyed by everyone, all the girls, because especially like girls that don't even know me, like, but they know of me. And it's like, I know you don't fuck with me. I really know you don't fuck with me.
Yeah. Life in the industry, huh?
Yes, sir. So this is the end of this episode. Thank you, Mina, for joining us. We had a great conversation. You want to give everyone your ad name, know where to follow you? They got to follow your Twitter, too. Give them your Twitter because your Twitter's jumping.
Oh, my goodness. My Instagram is MinaXOX, I believe. It has 2 N's and 2 A's with an underscore at the end. And then my Twitter is just probably Mino with like 6 O's. So I'm not really active on Twitter, more so Instagram. That's like my shit, but I just retweet funny shit. So if you're into funny shit, it works.
And you know me at No Swag Mans. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. We're on Spotify. We're on everything. Apple, Tidal, YouTube. We got videos we're dropping soon. So just stay on the lookout. Hit that like button. Hit us with some comments too. I need to know what artists you want us to bring out here. We got giveaways coming soon too. We got just so much shit coming. Just comment, let us know who you want to see, who you want on the podcast, what you want us to talk about. If you have a business, hit us up with your promos. We'll set you guys up with that too. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you later.